I have seen a few comments mentioning that there is basically the desire to have RWA projects being covered on the channel. However, because I am a person who only talks about DeFi protocols, Ondo Finance, who is by the way falling into that niche, is a project that was on my list to talk about. Apologies for the intrusion. I just want to slide in with a quick numerical update. So on the development side, right now I have posted a tweet. Go check it out. It will show you the APR range for the past 69 days. Spoiler alert, about 50% plus on USDC contribution. On the testing side of things, so the dApp side of things, here is the mock-up. You connect your wallet. You will see the first version of the vault. You click on it, as you can clearly see, and then you will be prompted in where you could make your deposit, claim whenever there's something to claim, and then withdraw if you wish to remove your money. More details on this coming in soon. And it is quite an interesting one. Now, not from a really positive perspective, but from more like a baffling neutral perspective. Now, Ondo Finance offers two products, right? So USDY, OUSG. One is US Treasury bills, one is US dollar yield. Now, the thing is, these two products give you these receipt tokens, which right now you cannot really use anywhere. Now, USDY I think can be used on Mantle, but OUSG not really. Now, there is an aspect that you are familiar with, and that is you can supply liquidity and earn a yield, hence those APYs you see right here. So this is something you know on lending markets, on DeFi protocols. And the other aspect that you don't is that you cannot just come here and simply do so. You have to sign in and KYC. And that's not something retail, especially retail and crypto, like to do. Now, you can circumvent this by going to their affiliate protocol called Flux Finance, and by doing so, you can lend out simpler USDT and DAI, USDC Frax, connect your wallet. You're familiar with lending markets and how do they operate. And by doing so, you are inherently exposed to the US Treasury bills and the OUSG token. All right, so you are technically earning that APY or close to that APY as advertised here. All right, so like I said, you cannot really leverage the power of this receipt token somewhere else in DeFi because, again, it's tied up to institutional investments. You can mint and redeem in 24/7. So it's quite different from what you're used to in DeFi. But the token itself is actually performing quite well, and surprisingly so. Now, the interesting part is that I couldn't really find the information behind Ondo on their docs, and that's something very paradoxical. They should be very transparent, no? Like if you go to their docs right now, you scroll through all the possible outlets in their docs, there's nothing on Ondo. Now, we know it's a governance token, but that's about it. You cannot stake it, you cannot do anything with it. It has a maximum supply of around 10 billion, right now at least, by the time of recording this video. And if you look at the FDV, it's at 12.56 billion. Now, mind you that Ondo has managed to capture, to this date, 550 mil. Does this justify this FDV? A simple comparison to the likes of Arbitrum, for example, with a 9.48 billion FDV, but a 3 billion total value locked. Now, I would argue that because Ondo is more geared towards institutions, that they should gather more money because institutions have more money than retail, and retail have 3 billion in on Arbitrum. So that's an interesting prospect. So for me, this price action is simply price discovery coupled with pure speculation that is driven by the narrative of RWA. And once this narrative dials down, I expect this token to correct heavily, all right? And I really do mean that because there's no real use to it. Not many have claimed, because I think this was airdropped, that the only place where you can find any sort of mention to the Ondo token, like if you look at the main page, you won't see anything mentioning the token. Even here, look, invest, you see the main products, insights, ecosystem, there's nothing on Ondo, which begs the question as to why the existence of such a token is there in the first place. So here you see claim Ondo 1v1. So basically there was a campaign and then you can claim Ondo if you've participated, most probably. I'm not really familiar with this, but the point being is that the token itself for me has no reason to be at this level right now in terms of price point and FDV, and I don't see the point in buying it, at least now. And you can trade it, sure, but a major correction should be happening sooner rather than later. The second thing that I don't find the appeal behind is that, remember, USDT and USDC were the first RWA assets to enter the market. Now, sure, holding these assets doesn't give you underlying yield, and that's something that they put in their docs, but still, it does give you, you know, basically the front end door, the entrance to the crypto market, and then it did pave the way to more stable coins, derivative stable coins, to be released and give you yield backed by USDC and USDT. And mind you that USDC is backed by Circle, which is also heavily regulated and backed by institutions like BlackRock. So the idea that something like this doesn't exist is false. And potentially you can earn more yield on those stable coins by lending them on DeFi versus simply buying this product or entering this product. So unless I'm missing something, I really don't see the high appeal and the hype that happened behind Ondo Finance in terms of product growth, so these, and in terms of token growth, this. So what am I missing? I think I want to keep an eye. I think I want to do more research, because based on everything I saw so far, is just simply a front-end product that allows people to be, you know, exposed to US Treasury bills. But at the same time, something like this also happens to exist on Frax Finance, where they also have such a product. And if I'm not mistaken, Frax itself has some backup there. So again, I think this is more on the, you know, here I am, heavily regulated, you need to KYC, and this is what you should expect. You can mint and redeem anytime. Whereas other similar types of products are on-chain, driven by liquidity pools, supply and demand, and not really having a fixed or more or less fixed return or promised return at the end of the year, because all of this is dynamic. Now, granted, I am more attracted to this side than on the fixed low yield side, but still, you know, everyone has their opinion and their goals. So like I said, I think I'm really keen to understand more, because so far all of this hype doesn't make sense to me. And regards to the Ondo token, I don't see right now any appeal to it whatsoever. It's kind of similar to how the Uni token performed, so it went really heavily and then it corrected super heavily. And if there's a use for the Uni token, like stake it to earn portion of the fees on Uniswap, then it makes sense. And if Ondo adopt something similar, granted, because they are super regulated, that might not be possible. Remember that staking is one of the no-nos in regards to the SEC, but remains to be seen. We do have a Telegram group, link will be below, and with that, see you in the next one. Have a good one.